Tonight on CTV News, we will update you on the ASCSU payroll bill passing along with the first veto in over 2 years, and the latest on the Hughes Stadium.
Then in sports, a deeper look into superstar Tom Hilbert and highlights from his current 300-win career.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Kenneth Frederick.
And I'm Samantha Medley. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Our top story tonight, we have an update on the ASCSU bill from last week, and the conflict between the executive branch and Senate is increasing, as seen by the use of a presidential veto and a Senate veto overturn for the first time in 2 years.
Check on all ASCSU pay raises until a process to regulate pay increases is created. This was a result of the executive branch wanting to spend discretionary funds left over from the summer and early part of fall to give pay raises to cabinet members. Last week, the bill had its second reading and was approved by the Senate until President Taylor vetoed the bill, saying that the Senate had already given them the permission to spend the money when they approved the executive budget last semester. President Taylor also added that the narrative around the pay raises was put in a misleading context.
In efforts of being transparent and sending it to Senate leadership, that was when that narrative was changed. And it was, we are increasing our pay and not telling any senators on purpose. And so the story was kind of controlled in a different light. Which is unfortunate because we did this in efforts of being transparent.
Speaker pro tempore Tristan Reyes felt that the disunity was coming from a difference in perspectives and a lack of respect going on behind closed doors, saying that the Senate felt like they were doing their duty and President Taylor thought it was an attack on executive.
The Senate is trying to hold the executive branch accountable for using student fees, for the work that they're doing, for how we felt, for some of the actions that have been taken.
Reyes spoke on many of the issues that occur in the ASCSU, explaining that most happen behind the scenes, even going as far as to say there is outright lying between the branches. Chair Marlis Hazelton spoke on the importance of having rules being enforced due to what has been going on in the last few weeks, saying that tensions between the legislative and executive branch is nothing new, but conflict behind the scenes has become more prominent this semester.
This is an ongoing issue. This isn't new information. The difference is it's happened a lot more behind closed doors than it has this year. And we have had experience very high tensions between the legislative and executive branch for a multitude of reasons.
In the end, the veto was overturned in a vote of 21 to 4 to 1.
We will continue to update you as the situation in the ASCSU develops further. Stay tuned for next week as we have Weston Hubbard covering the weekly meeting and any other advancements.
The Fort Collins Police Department has expanded to include a mental health response team. This team was designed in order to increase safety and to ensure that citizens are given the help they need in emergency situations.
COVID, the post-pandemic is viewed by many as a mental health one. The Fort Collins Public Safety has established its mental health response team because we may see the need for those services increase and on all fronts.
The final phase of the mental health response team is officially underway. 2 police officers have begun working directly with paramedics in order to ensure mental health services are provided.
Reusable bags may become a hot commodity if the city's newest ballot measure is approved by voters in April 6th municipal election. The plastic bag ban that we mentioned 2 weeks ago was read and voted on for the last time during the city council meeting 2 days ago. It passed in a vote of 5-2 with Mayor Troxel and Councilman Ken Summers dissenting once again. If voters pass the ban, plastic bags will be banned and disposable paper bags will cost 12 cents apiece.
Speaking of the plastic ban, many Fort Collins residents and members of City Council are worried that this plastic ban is going against the state. A Colorado law enacted in 1993 prohibits municipalities to ban single-use plastics. This law is one of the reasons Mayor Troxel voted against the plastic ban. Let's see what City Attorney Carrie Daggett has to say about this legal issue.
There is, I'll say, fairly widely held belief that that statute prohibits local governments from enacting the kind of ban that is in this ordinance. I would not interpret the new language as conceding the issue. It does recognize the potential that if this issue were litigated, there could be a determination that, in fact, the city is entitled to adopt this ban. What it simply does is says until there's clarity around the issue and a determination, the ordinance wouldn't be in effect.
So Kenny, how will this plastic ban affect you in your life?
Well, I know I need to go out and get some reusable grocery bags because I cannot afford 12 cents a bag on top of my groceries. How about you?
Personally, I don't really go grocery shopping anyway, but I do need to invest in reusable bags anyways.
Well, you know, speaking of ballot measures, Hughes Stadium is right on there. And what should be done with the land surrounding the Hughes Stadium area? It's a question that sparked controversy ever since it was asked 2 years ago. After Judge Juan Villaseñor ruled that the proposed purchasing of CSU's Hughes Stadium area is not an administrative matter, the measure is back on the ballot. If people vote for the proposal, the city will attempt to purchase the land at fair value. However, CSU is not obligated to sell the land. The university has sought support from Fort Collins Downtown Development Authority and the community. Well, stay tuned, Rams, for the weather forecast with Morgan Gardner.
Then more local news after the break.
Hey Rams, I'm Morgan Gardner filling in for weather, and let's get right on into it. If we look at the clear conditions right now, it's about 18 degrees, but it feels like 12, so it's a little chilly outside right now. Got a clear wind about 5 degrees, so not too chilly, but still brisk. Here's some satellite for the next week or so. As we see, we have a lot of cloud coverage coming in through the next week. What this means for you is that it's going to be pretty sunny through the weekend, but next week you can expect some snow as we roll into the next winter storm around Wednesday. Going to be a little bit chillier this week, but enjoy the sun while you can. As we look into the overnight lows, we can see that it's going to be pretty chilly again. Along I-25, it's going to be about 14 degrees in Denver, Colorado Springs, Pueblo area, 9 degrees. Along the east side, you can see that it's going to be about 3 in Lamar. And as we move on the west side, you can see that it's going to be about 9 degrees and a big, well, I guess negative 2 degrees in Gunnison. As we go on to the overnight in the upper highs for tomorrow, excuse me there, you can see it's going to be a bit warmer and a lot more warmer than it has been this week. It's going to be about upper 40s across the region. A couple places going to be a little lower. Gunnison, Telluride area, about 30 degrees there. But for Fort Collins area, it's going to be around the 43. So it's going to be a pretty good weekend. As we can see for tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be about 43 degrees, a low of 16, with a lot of wind coming in, 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. Definitely not going to be going outside. I'm going to be blowing away, so not going to be doing that. But it is going to be pretty sunny tomorrow, a little bit of cloud coverage, sunset at 5:40, so make sure you go out and check that. And as we go into the week's forecast, you can see that this weekend is going to be pretty sunny, and it's going to be pretty sunny the whole rest of the week. 43, 40, and 38 through the weekend, and as we get on to Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be in the upper 50s. A lot more snow coming in through the week as we move in Wednesday and Thursday, things like that. But for the rest of the week here, it's going to be pretty sunny, pretty bright outside. So get out, get active if you can. And that's all the time we have for weather tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Stick around and we'll get back to news. Thanks, Rams.
Welcome back, Rams.
There's more news to catch up on, so let's get right into it.
A fire alarm was set off late Tuesday night in one of CSU's dormitories. This is the sound that woke up Braden Hall residents at Colorado State University at 11 p.m. on February 16th.
I think someone was just playing with matches and it just set off a fire alarm. I don't think anything bad is happening.
Honestly, I think someone just smoked a little too hard.
Students were riddled with confusion after they were forced out of the building into the harsh winter night.
It was loud, but I wasn't really scared.
Students were standing outside in the cold for approximately 15 minutes until the Fort Collins Fire Department approved students to go back inside. The fire alarm was triggered after a cooking incident went wrong on the 4th floor. Luckily, no students or personal belongings were harmed. This made for a pretty unexpected and eventful night for residents of Braden Hall. Let me tell you, waking up close to midnight to a fire alarm is definitely not how I wanted to spend my Tuesday night.
I know I've definitely been there. The Board of County Commissioners, as well as the Environmental and Science Advisory Board, are now accepting nominations for the Environmental Stewardship Awards. Anyone who would like to nominate an individual, business, or other organizations can do so at larimer.org. Successful nominees are defined by effective and creative solutions that show leadership and sustainability. The nomination period for the award ends on March 28th.
A local church here in Fort Collins is expanding its unused land for affordable housing. The Rockies Christian Church is planning to open around 70 apartments, family homes, a community home with affordable childcare, and around 1 or 2 homes for people with disabilities. The project will begin development during 2022 and will hopefully wrap up by 2024. CTV will keep you updated as these plans progress.
CSU's College of Business is going to host Todd Marksberry, the president of Canvas Credit Union, in the Dean's Distinguished Leadership Series. Marksberry will be giving a detailed talk on culture in a business environment and how leadership plays a large role. The talk will also include questions asked by audience members. Early registration for the discussion is encouraged as space for the event will be limited.
If you're looking to get involved in some friendly competition, you're in luck. Colorado State University's Salazar Center for North American Conservation is hosting its 2nd annual incentive prize, the Thriving Cities Challenge. This competition invites those in the community to work in teams, submitting proposals that enhance equity, resilience, and the health in the face of climate change. The deadline to submit applications is on Thursday, April 15th. For more information on the eligibility criteria, you can visit the challenge website at thrivingcitieschallenge.org. Well, Rams, that's all the news we have for you tonight. I'm Samantha Medley.
And I'm Kenneth Frederick. Stay tuned. Brendan Fairbairn has your latest on sports here on CTV.